Good day to you. Welcome to this edition of Microsoft Office Excel, where we are going to look at the introduction of Microsoft Office Excel. This is an application that is used in calculating numbers, analyzing data. In case you have got a lot of data to analyze, we use Excel. To start Excel, there are several ways. If it is pinned on the taskbar, you click it once and then it gets launched. In case it is not pinned there, we can go to start. In the start menu, when the start menu appears, you type EX on the keyboard, then the application appears, you click it, it starts. Now when Excel starts, it opens like this, and on this left hand side there is Excel, then recent files. In these recent files, you can click on any of the files that you have worked upon recently. You click on it and then it opens. In case the file that you worked on recently is not there, you go down here, you click open other workbooks, and then it takes you to different locations where you can browse for your workbooks. But meanwhile, if you're just starting it, you start blank workbook. So you click blank workbook and then Excel opens. When Excel opens, in the top here there is a title bar which has got name of the application, which is Excel, and then here we have book 1. Excel opens as a workbook or a book, unlike Word, which opens as a document. Excel opens as a book. And now this book, down here it has got, book has got papers. This one has got sheets of papers, and it starts opens with one sheet, which is sheet 1. If you want to add them, there is this plus that you click, and then it adds other worksheets. So keep on clicking this plus, and then it adds worksheets that are named sheet 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Now when these worksheets are inserted, they have the name sheet 1. This is what we call a tab. So this tab is named sheet 1, this one 2, 3, and then 4. When you put a cursor on this worksheet, you right click. You can perform some operations on this worksheet. Make sure you put your cursor on the sheet name and then right click. Where the first main that appears has insert, you can insert a worksheet. It is here selected. You click OK, then a new worksheet will be inserted. Or you right click. The next item on the menu, there is delete. You can delete worksheet. So you right click and then you select delete. Then besides delete, there is also rename. You can click you right click, then the menu that appears, you rename. And now you type a new name. Let's say we want to type a name like Uganda. Then you go to this one, right click, rename. You can also rename that second worksheet. You can name it maybe Kenya. Then also this one, right click, and maybe rename it budget. Okay, so that is renaming. Then again you can right click on worksheet name. Then there is move or copy, view code, protect the sheet. Those ones you can leave them out, but the interesting feature down there is tab color. You can give that one a tab color. You right click, go to tab color, then select a color of your choice. Right click, go to tab color, you give a color of your choice to that given tab. So these tabs, you come up with interesting tabs. Then you right click, besides tab there is hide. You can hide a worksheet in case you have got information that you don't want everybody to access readily when they open your workbook. You can hide some of the worksheets. So to hide, you right click, then in the menu, then you go to hide. Finally, let's hide all of them. As you try to hide all of them, this last one, it has given us a menu, a message. This message is a caution which says a workbook must contain at least one visible worksheet. Then it goes ahead to say to hide, delete or move the selected sheets, you must first insert a new sheet or unhide a sheet that is already hidden. What does that mean? That whenever you see these messages on the computer, please do not rush to close them. First read, understand what this caution is all about, then now you can say okay after understanding. So now you cannot hide all the worksheet. In case you want to hide this one, first insert a new one. Then now you can come here, right click, then hide. Now it will accept. Now you cannot hide this one, neither can you delete. It will give you the same information. Still, you right click, then you can unhide. When you right click, it gives you the unhide dialog box, which shows the hidden worksheets. There is budget, Kenya, and then Uganda. So to bring back those unhidden, you click on it, you select it, then you click OK. Right click and hide, then you select a worksheet that you want to unhide. So those are worksheets. Then again, a worksheet here contains vertical grids. These vertical grids, they are named using alphabetical orders, A, B, C, D. They go on and on and on. And to select a given, those vertical grids are called columns. So this is column E, column F, column E, and so on and so forth. Now, to move within those columns, you can use the arrow key, which is going to the right. You keep on pressing it. So it gives you the columns are named A to Z. When you reach Z, it goes A, B, S, C, up to, it goes up to AZ. Then you start B, A, B, 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 C, up to BZ. And the naming continues C, A, C, B, C, Z. But it is not infinite. We can reach the last column by controlling. You press Control, then the arrow key that goes to the right. So the last column is XFD. To come back to the first column, still you press Control down, then you press the arrow key going to the left. It takes you to the first column, which is column A. Then you also have horizontal grids running across the page. They are named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20. Then they go down. You can go using the arrow key. You press the arrow key going down, or you control, then the arrow key going down. It will take you to the last row, which is it's 1,048,576 rows. Now to come back to the first row, again you control the arrow key pointing up. So that one gives us the number of rows that they are in a worksheet. Then a column and a row intersect to form what we call a cell. And this cell is named according to the column and the row. So this cell is formed by column A and row number 1. So this is cell A1, this is cell D4, and so on and so forth. This is cell F, then 9. But then you don't have to struggle a lot to see which cell is it. Up here, there is this feature here, which is called the name box. Whenever you click in a given cell, its name will appear here in the name box. Now we are in C5. There we are in D12. So that is how you get the name of the cell. And to move from one cell to another, there are two ways in which you can navigate. You can use the arrow key going in the direction where you want to move, or if you want to purely move horizontally, you can press the tab key on the keyboard. The tab key is that button above caps lock. If you want to move purely down vertically down, you can press enter. You keep on pressing enter, it will allow you to move down the column, or you use the arrow keys. Okay, so those, and the information that is entered, or the data which is entered in a worksheet, it is entered by use of a cell. You enter it in the cell. The cell where you click becomes an active cell, and that is where the information you enter goes. For example, I can type /n, then I go to cell B1, I type their name, I go to cell C1, I type their assignment out of 100. Then I go to cell D2, I type their test out of 100. Cell E2, I type their exam out of 100. So that is how we enter data in a cell. Now, as we're entering the data, you can see somewhere here there is this big open space up here. This space here, it is called a formula bar. A formula bar is a very powerful bar in Excel. It is the one that enables it to have the computing power, because whatever you enter in Excel will appear in the formula bar. Even when you enter formula, it will appear in the formula bar. You can see. As you type data, it goes in the formula bar. And when you enter data, you select a cell which has got data, and you come and type, whatever was there will simply disappear. You don't have to delete. You just have to select it, and you straight away start typing. Whatever is there will disappear. Now look, I have entered a word's serial number in column A. Now you can see, you can also see serial NU. So this data is not fitting in this column. We can resize a column by putting the cursor at the boundary between the naming of those columns, and the cursor turns like that, arrow pointing. You click, and now you extend. Okay? You can resize the name, the column. You resize the column just like that, though there are other ways of resizing it. Now, I've told you about the name box and the formula bar. There is this feature here which is called the insert function. That one, you use it if you want to get some functions to do some work for you. For example, you want to add, you want to multiply, you want to find the average, you want so many things. Now let's get back up here on the menu bar. This is a menu bar which has got file, home, insert, page layout, all the way to view. But each of these is called a tab. The first tab is file. You click file, it opens that menu which has got the information. This is information about this workbook. For example, it says properties, there is size, title, pages, categories, last modified, created today at 8:13, last printed, and so on and so forth. Then there is new, in case you want to open another new workbook. You click there, new, and then you open blank. There is open. If you want to open an existing workbook, they are here. Then save. If you want to save this workbook, like this time we have not saved it, we can click, but when you click save, it goes straight to save as, because you have not saved it. For example, I click save, it gives me save as. Where do we save? We can save yesterday, we worked on this folder here, or I can go to desktop. So desktop, I click desktop, I want to save there. But on desktop, I want to create there a folder. So I click here folder, and then I give a name that folder. Then maybe I can call it introduction to Excel. Introduction to Excel. Okay, then I open this folder by double clicking this blue area here. So you can see up here, users desktop, introduction to Excel. Then this Excel, I can give it a name. I can give it a name, which name maybe I can call it maybe just introduction. Good. So that is Excel. You remember, if you want to save it with a password, you click here tools, then general options, and you follow the prompts. Then now let's save. So I have saved this workbook. Up here you can see there is introduction, because that is now the file name. Saving a file is very important, because when you open any file and you do not save the work, even if you work for 5 hours, when the power goes immediately, you will lose all your work that you have been working on. But the moment you give a file a name, when you work for some time, Excel will keep on saving. In case of power failure, you will lose on the work for the last 10 minutes. So I always encourage you that whenever you are opening Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all those applications, please open it, save it, give it a name. You're not going to lose anything. Yes, so that is what we can get in a file. We can also print, we can share, we can export, publish, we can even close, and many others. Okay, let's go back here. Then whenever you open Excel, the tab which is active is home, and what you see here, this is the ribbon for home. Then you can go to insert. You can insert pivot table, recommended pivot table, tables, pictures, online pictures. We can insert charts. We can insert spark lines, filters, links, text, symbols, etc, etc. Then another tab is page layout. These are page layout, just organizing your page. Then you have got formulas. In case you want to do some mathematical operations, you go to formulas. For example, you can insert a function. You can come here to auto sum, where you can find the sum, addition of numbers, average, count numbers, maximum, minimum, and many other functions. Then you can also see recently used functions. They are there. Financial functions, in your case you want to do some financial analysis, logical functions, and so many. There is also a tab which is called the data. Data, this one has also got some functions, like you can get external data, you can get and transform data from one format to another, connections, sort and filter, data tools. You can do some forecast. In forecast there is, for example, what if analysis, and then you can outline, you can group certain things. Here in grouping, let me do the grouping. In case you have Excel which has got a lot of data, and instead of scrolling from this work to this way, you can select columns. You click, keep down the click, select up to there, then you come here, click group. Now these 3 columns B, C, and D have been grouped together. Now I can come and click this minus, they get hidden. Now I can see serial number together with the exam only. The other 3 have been hidden. From A, I'm going to E. B, C, and D have been grouped together. Then I click this plus, I see them back again. Okay, so this happens in the case you have data which is at the extreme, and you want to compare it with data in the nearby column. You can group those columns together in the middle, such that you hide them by clicking this minus. Okay, that is grouping. Next, there is review. It is also to do with the organizing the page. Then there is view. Now this view has interesting feature. For example, here you can see grid lines. I click grid lines, you can see what is happening. Excel as if it's no longer having grid lines. Then I click it, they come back. There is a formula bar. When you click formula bar, you see up there the formula bar is hidden. You put back a tick, the formula bar comes back. Then we have headings. You click headings, you see the column names have disappeared. Even the row names have all disappeared. Then you click headings, they come back. Okay, that is in a view. There is much more. We will see page layout, page break preview. You click page break preview if you want to print, to organize your Excel work, to see which work is going to be printed and which one is going to be left out. Maybe we'll see that one in near future. Okay, so that is generally the appearance of Excel. I told you these tabs are in a location which is called the menu bar, and then they indicate a ribbon. Each tab has its own ribbon which allows you to perform different functions. Okay, now let's go to serial number. Let's put serial number here. This is serial number 1, 2, 3. I want to go up to around 10. I don't have to type all of them. I just type 1, 2, 3. I stop there. I click 1, keep down the click, move the mouse down. That is selecting. Now once selected, I bring my cursor at the bottom left corner. The cursor turns like that. It has changed its appearance. Note, you can put it here, it gets that kind of cross with the arrow ending, or here like that, or it can appear like that. This is normal appearance of the cursor, but the one that I'm going to use, the one that I want, I put the cursor there and turns into a cross, like the one where Jesus was crucified. So it turns like that. You click, keep down the click and move down. That is called dragging. Okay, when you drag, the numbers increment by themselves. Okay, the numbers increment by themselves one by one, because even we were increasing them one by one. But there is a situation, maybe you can type 2, 4, 6 and you select them like that. Then this is called the autocomplete. You do the autocomplete. You click, keep down the click and move the mouse while still pressing down the left button of the mouse. You can see Excel will keep on incrementing those numbers by 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. If you had started by incrementing them by 5, 5, it will also keep on adding 5 by 5. But this is not what I want. I want to take it away. On the keyboard, I press delete. It disappears. All disappears at a go. Okay, then let's type some name here. Maybe a name like a Tom. Then you can type a name like a Zari. You can type a name like a Waswa. Then you can put Kato. You can put Otim. You can put Akelo. Then Mugarura. You can put like maybe Kusinje, Namutosi, and then maybe Waivare. Good. Then let's give them some names. I enter mark. After entering, I press enter to go down a given column. Like that. Okay, then even test marks I can give. I can enter while using the arrow keys. I use arrow keys going down, so I'm giving marks. Good. Okay, so we have entered the marks. Now after entering our marks, Excel, remember I told you it is very good for mathematical analysis, analyzing numbers. For example, you might be interested in getting the maximum value of the assignment here, the largest, that is called the maximum. So I get here, I type here the word maximum. Maximum, then maximum, I want the maximum value to come here in cell C13. I click there. Now Excel, whenever you want Excel to do calculation for you, you click in a cell and put there equal sign. That is the first step that Excel is going to do some mathematical operation. What do we want? We want maximum. Maximum is represented by max. As you type, it also comes there. Then you open a bracket. You want a maximum from Tom up to Y bar. You select this. To select, you click, keep down the click, don't release the left click. Then you end there. Then you close the bracket and enter. So it has given us that the maximum value here is 98. Then we need to find the minimum value. So you click there, put equal sign, type minimum. As you type minimum, it will come min. Open a bracket, go and select these values, close the bracket, enter. So the minimum, or the smallest value here, is 20. Next, I want the average. I want to put the average value there. I click there, put equal sign, then I type average. As I type average, the average will come. Okay? Open a bracket, go and select what you want to average on. Now you may close the bracket, you may not. When you don't, you just press enter. Excel will close the bracket for you. But what I want you to take a note of, when you click where you put maximum in the formula bar, the formula will appear, what you have done. When you click where you put minimum, the formula for minimum will appear. Even when you click where you put average, you can see we didn't put a bracket, but the bracket has brought itself there. Actually, you can just type this formula the way it is in a given cell and it will return what you want. Okay. Put equal sign, average, open a bracket, type C2, colon, C11, close the bracket, enter. It will give you exactly what you want. For example, I want count. Where do you want count? Here. Put equal sign, then I type count, open a bracket. I want to count from cell C2, so I type C2 on the keyboard. You see up there C2 gets selected. Then I put a colon. I want to put the ending. The ending, this is C11. So I type C11. You see how it gets selected? Me, I'm just typing. I've not selected anything. Then I press enter. So it returns that these values are 10. It has done the counting. Now if I want to continue counting even the test and exam, I bring my cursor bottom left corner, then I drag. Dragging is when you left click, keep down the left click and move the mouse, don't release. Even the average, okay, even the minimum, I click there, put a cursor, drag, get there, put a cursor, turns like that, then you drag horizontally. That is called the autocomplete. You are completing the formula. Indeed, when you click here, the formula is there. Maximum from E2 to E11. You click here. Minimum from D2 to D11. In case maybe this was not meant to be 9, this one here, I click there, it was supposed to be 29. Excel will change that this value is no longer 9, but now the minimum is 29. Supposing also here where there is 9, I didn't mean to type 9, but I meant to type 90 there. You can see now the minimum, it will look for the minimum, current minimum, because this is no longer 9 but it's 90. So the current minimum now is 21. Even the average has to change. Suppose even here maybe this was not meant to be 98. It was supposed to be 89. Excel will change here, that is no longer 98 but 89. It is still the maximum. Maybe I made a mistake, it was supposed to be 59. Excel will check through here and return the biggest value at the moment, which is now 70, and even the average has to change. So this is how we enter inbuilt functions. However, there is another way of entering. If you don't want to enter these functions like using the method I've used, for example, we want to find the sum. We want to add up the total of this. I click there, I want the sum here. Now I'm not going to put equal sign there. I'm going to enter a formula. I'm going to ask Excel to do it for me. So I click there, go to formulas. Formulas. Then I come here, auto sum, I click that arrow, then I get sum. When I click sum, Excel will come and select the sum of these values just above. It's not what I want. I want these ones. So I come click and select those values. You can see, then enter. It has given me my sum. How? I click there, I want the sum there. Come to formulas, auto sum, then I want sum, but still you can see when the average is there, the count number is there, maximum, minimum, and many other functions. But me, I just want sum, so I click sum. Don't allow Excel to select data for you. It is you to select what you want, like that. Then enter. It is easy, isn't it? Now I can paste this one across. That is sum. Next, I want to calculate the coursework for students out of 40. But this coursework is not, okay, I can start that maybe this one is converted to 20, the assignment, even the test is converted to 20. So what do I do? That result for Tom, I want them in a cell which is F2. So I click there. Say equal to. I want this mark for Tom. I click on it. Times. I want to convert it to out of 20. So I type multiply by 20 out of 100. Because the mark originally was out of 100, I want to convert it to out of 20. Then plus the test mark. This one, I click on it. Times. I also want to convert it to out of 20. So times 20 out of 100. That is now that is the coursework. Then enter. But what you must take a note of is that when you click, you get the cell name, not the value in that cell. Why? Because the moment this value changes here, even this one changes. What do I mean? Supposing this one got 50, not 56. See, this value has changed. Even here, it is 50. This one has changed. He has got halfway. This one is specialist in getting 50%. Even the assignment coursework is also 20 out of 50. Supposing this one got now you click here, I want to paste the formula down. You first click in the cell where there is a formula, and even you check that formula in the formula bar. Then you put a cursor, turns into that plus is called the paste handle. So you click it and then you drag it down. Formulas will come by themselves. But when the formulas come, for example, you click here, you see C11 times 20 over 100 plus D11 times 20 over 100. When you click there, it is now C8 and D8. You click there, C6, D6, C5, D5. and so on and so forth. So we have now what I wanted us to know is that supposing this guy here or team got 100% in the assignment, his coursework has now changed to 38. Supposing even the test also got 100%, is also going to get 40 out of 40. That means our formula is correct. Okay, that is a coursework. Next, we want to get this exam, we convert it to 100. So exam, to 60 out of 60. So we get exam out of 60. Where do you want to do the multiplication? Here in G2, you click there, put equal sign. Then you click on the mark for exam for Tom. So you click on it. You see, it has not brought 62, it has brought E2. That is called cell referencing, meaning that when you change the value in cell E2, even the calculation here will change. So we don't put there value, but we put there the cell name where that value is. So we want to convert it to out of 60. So times 60 out of 100. Enter. So this person got 40.2. Then you get a paste handle, drag down. That is the coursework out of, exam out of 60. Then we get here total. We want to add coursework out of 40 plus exam out of 60, and the result we want it in H2. So you click in H2. Okay. Then there are two ways you can put equal sign. You click on coursework out of 40 plus exam out of 60, enter. It gives you that this person has 60.2. Of course, 20 plus 40, it is 60. Or you click here, go to formulas, auto sum, you click sum. What do you want to add? I want to add this and this. I select them, then enter. Still the formula will come. Okay. Get here, go to formulas, auto sum, click sum. Remember I told you don't allow Excel to select data for you. You select it yourself. I want to select this and this. Enter. So that is that. Then you click here and you paste the formula down. Good. So that is how we enter formulas in Excel. There are inbuilt formulas like auto sum, average, minimum, count, and what have you. And then there are formulas that are given, supplied by the user, like the one I used here in coursework and exam. Now after that, allow me to select this work, or this one, like this. I select up to there. Then I go back to home. I click home tab. On the ribbon under number, there is one. This is decrease decimal places. This is increase decimal places. So I can increase the decimal places. Now look at total. The data under total is having a hash. It is not spoiled. It simply means that that column is not enough for total. Okay? You either resize it, or you come here and decrease decimal places such that now it can fit. So we have rounded off everything to know decimal place. Good. Now let's select all our work. We select up to there. Still under the home ribbon, there is this feature here which is called the bottoms. It gives you bottom border. You click it, then you go down to all borders. So our work has borders. Now when you print your Excel, it will all have the borders. But if you don't put there those borders when you print, the Excel work will appear in lines but with no borders. So always select borders. Now I've selected this one. This feature here is having all borders, so I don't have to go back. I just click it and then it gets selected. Then I can select these headers like this. Then I can increase their font size if I want. But you can see when I increase font size, they are becoming bigger. That means I need to resize the column. I can change their font color the way we do it in Word. I can do the fill color. Okay, I can fill that color. Then, because they are not fitting, I want to do the resizing at a core, and they are selected. I come here under format, click, then I select auto fit column width here. Auto fit column width. All the data will fit in the width. Okay, you'll still remember this grouping that we did here. I can click this minus. Okay, now those things in the middle here get grouped. You remember B, C, and D were grouped together. Okay, so but still I can ungroup. If I want, I select them again, go to data, then ungroup. Ungroup. They get ungrouped. Okay. Yes, they get ungrouped, and the other, whatever disappears. If I want to group others, for example, I can say I want to group this assignment, test, exam, coursework, whatever. I just want to see the total. So I select them, then I click group. Then I click the minus. Now I can see Tom has 60, Zari has 75, 39, and so on and so forth. I don't want to see what is in the middle, so I've grouped them. So I get there, I click that plus, then I see all the details at a go. So that is that. I can select these numbers here, the serial, go back to home, then do some formatting as I want. Okay, I do some formatting. All of these ones, what we are doing in Word, you can also do it here. You can bold it, you can italize it, you can underline if you wish to do it. Okay, you can align it center. Then I also come to this, select the names, do some filling of those columns, bold it, change font color if you wish to do so, and so on and so forth. That is just a simple formatting of the cells. Lastly, about formulas, let me do this. Excel has some interesting features, like if you want to know today's date and put the result here, you put there equal sign, you type the word today, you open a bracket, you close a bracket, and you enter. Excel will return today's date. Today is 20th of December 2022. Then after doing your work, remember you saved it, then you continue clicking here save, or you Control S. Remember, Control S is a shortcut for saving. Then when you're done, you can close your workbook, and then you call it. I think that is enough for today. We'll meet again. Bye bye.